Hey, what's up, everyone? Zach D Productions here, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. This is just going to be a chill stream, but I did want to, I guess, talk about a few things, a few personal things that just some things that I've been feeling lately. A lot of it does have to do with personal growth and amongst other things too, so we'll get into it for sure. Hey, what's up, Anthony? But yeah, hopefully you all are doing well. I just got back from work about a couple hours ago, so yeah. So I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the day. Just kind of do my own thing. So I do understand that there's also a troll known by the name of Rise Above the Sorrow. I did see that he made a video about me and apparently how I'm woke and all this stuff just because I'm cool with certain people. Like from my understanding, that's why. It's ridiculous. I didn't realize being friends with people made you woke, but hey, okay, whatever. So Zach D is very excited to buy the new Freaky Friday movie when it comes to DVD. Yeah, totally. No, I don't know why they had to do a Freaky Friday sequel or Legacy sequel. It's like the 2020s really is the era of legacy sequels. I mean, some of them have been good, like Top Gun Maverick, which came out 3 years ago, which is hard to believe. Yeah, so Top Gun Maverick came out in 2022. It's a sequel to the 1980s film Top Gun, and I think that's one of the very few good legacy sequels. Hey, what's up, Max? I'm going to get the bad news out of the way. So, most of the people I've gotten to know at work I'm cool with have all quit, except for two people I know who I can consider friends to a degree. Oh, that sucks, man. Why are so many people quitting that job? Like, is there a reason for that? Like, is the pay not good? Is the work too much for them? Is it, there's a lot of factors that could play into that. A family member of mine recently passed away. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Max. And my Yankees are down 2-0 in the run of our 28th World Series. Oh, wow. Interesting. But yeah, one of the things that I did want to talk about for a little bit here was I know it's kind of a controversial topic. Oh, wait. Management sucks and the pay sucks. Yeah, that usually does play a factor. But anyway, it is a controversial topic, but it does have to do with religion and Christianity. So, for those who may not know, that is something that's been a part of my life since birth, pretty much. And I wasn't until about I was about 16 years old whenever I started to, I guess, take Christianity a little more seriously. But, recently I've been kind of going back and forth with it. I've been thinking about leaving the faith altogether. I just, for me personally, I just don't see any point in continuing it. I'm really not, you know, and I know Larry the Batman fan might use this as ammunition against me. Oh, well, take a look at that. But look, at least I'm admitting to it. Like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm not living like a Christian should, you know? And I think that's part of it. And I think a part of, I think I'm just starting to accept the way things are, you know? Like, I just don't see any point anymore. And I can't, see when it comes to flip flopping, this is one of the things that I do flip flop on personally. Is I do flip flop on Christianity. You know, like some days I'm for it, some other days just want I want nothing to do with it. But I guess to sum it up, pretty much is my life doesn't exactly line with how most I guess align with most Christians. And I think one of the big things for me is one of the things that I've noticed is the fact that I'm not married yet. Now, even Blimey Cow. Now, Blimey Cow, like, I would call him an idiot, but it's like, in some ways, I feel like he has a point, you know? Like, I feel like he kind of has a point in, because I think one time he's like, oh, well, if you're not married by the time, you graduate from college, then are you really saved? And, while a lot of people can disagree with that, I can see where he's coming from, though. Because, yeah, it does seem like it's a Christian thing to be married before the age of 25, you know? So, that's one of the things that I've noticed and that I kind of caught on to is I don't know. So I just and I don't really feel like hold on, I'll get to your hey, what's up, Sonia? How's it going? Max, I believe in God and Jesus and the afterlife. Keep it simple. I don't involve myself with the extra stuff. Right. Yeah, and I was the same way, you know. But for me, I don't know. I don't consider myself a flip flopper, but I do flip flop on God, you could say. Because, like I said, some days, you know, like I want to be a part of Christianity, and other days I don't, you know? because I see how I see how most Christians live, and I can't relate. You know, I think that's really the big thing for me. Like they have all these miracles happening in their lives, and so yeah. Uh, hey, what's up, Larry? No, I don't eat gummy bears or gummy worms. I'm not really a big candy eater, to be honest. Yeah, you don't need to be married and to be a success. No, I agree. I do agree with that. Some women are just a headache to deal with. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, things with my girl are kind of giving me a headache currently. So yeah. Oh, Larry, be nice. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yep, can't go wrong with getting more comic books. No, I know I don't flip flop, but I'm just saying, like, if I flip flop up on anybody, it's God. You know, I didn't find my girl till I was 26. Started my new job. Randomly met her one day walking into work. Oh, okay, that's cool, Max. But yeah, but that's kind of how I've been feeling about that whole thing recently. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Recently, I thought about just giving up on Christianity. I've thought about leaving it a lot recently, and I'm tired of beating around the bush, and I'm tired of, I guess, not being open about that. You know, so that's one thing that I did want to say, because I know I haven't really been too open about, you know, being on the fence about it. Now, one thing I am for sure done with, and I guess it's for the same reasons why I'm even on the fence about religion and Christianity. One thing that I am for sure done with is conservatism. Now, regardless of what certain people will tell you, yes, I am done with conservatism. And I've noticed that as the years go, the less conservative I am. I started to notice this around 2022. And I will say that it is for the better. So that is one thing that is good, you know. And I will admit that my mom did have a lot to do with my political views for a while. She did influence my political views for a while, you know, mostly back in college and, you know, into my mid 20s and all that. But then I kind of grew up, you know. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I see Max's comment. I just wanted to make sure nobody was commenting and my StreamYard was not glitching or anything, but yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'll miss being conservative. I don't ever see myself missing that. Ryan Jesse is releasing my favorite snippet on the 10th. I'm excited. His song Doesn't Dead Roses. Nice. No, Max, I haven't checked out his music. He just doesn't strike me as an artist that I would like, to be honest. But yeah, I'll go ahead and invite some guests. Hey, what's up, Ty? Hey, Ty, I sent you the link. Oh, hey, John Weston is here.
Right, is this private?
No, we're live.
Oh shit! On what?
YouTube.
Yeah, what's the topic?
Just anything, really. I've just been talking about like my personal growth and just, how I basically abandon all sides of politics and, even kind of flip flopping on religion time to time and just how I've
Yeah,
been dealing with that. But yeah.
I'm just waiting on a tattoo customer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, literally just waiting on him getting back now. Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of things to do, and then he said, "Do I want to pop over to do a tattoo when he gets back?" So yeah, fuck it.
Nice.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he wants doing, but I've only got a certain amount of ink, so I've got black, purple, green, and orange. That's all I've got, and I've not got a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be doing big pieces because I don't want to spend hours over there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
So, what you been up to, man?
Oh, not much. Just got home from work a couple hours ago, so now I'm just relaxing.
Do you know what that fucking troll? Yeah, that's doing all those videos on there.
Oh, Rise Above the
What?
Sorrow. Yeah, I
What
briefly.
the heck?
Yeah, I briefly brought him up
I'm
earlier.
I'm so sorry to say this live, yeah, but like I laughed when I watched the video about me. Pissed myself laughing. I cracked up.
I bet.
Like, this guy thinks I'm a psycho. He obviously doesn't know how much of a psycho I fucking am. Like, I'm a psychopath and a sociopath mixed into one. I think that's probably the most dangerous of them all, isn't it?
I guess.
Like, this guy doesn't realize. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I might stick by the book a fair few times, but when I don't need to, I don't need to. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't do that shit to me. Like, what have I done wrong to this guy to deserve a video against me? Do you know what I mean? I've not
He
got
made a
nothing
video
over.
on me too, calling me woke and stuff.
Oh, he's just a fucking fool to himself. He's just chatting waff. He's chatting bollocks.
He made a video on me, not cyber, outer heaven, uh, really a bunch of people. Even made a worst YouTubers list and added Ty on there.
Am I on there?
I don't think you were actually.
Ah, ah. I'm a psycho, yeah. He's done a video on me and he's not calling me a bad YouTuber. Oh, okay, sweet. I'll take that as a compliment.
Right. Max, your new series you started has completely tanked. What kind of series was it?
Oh, hello, Max. Sorry, I can't see who's actually here or whatnot. Oh, yeah, I can. Now I can.
I don't think he mentioned you, Max. Yeah, Ty, exactly. Always be a bull moose when it comes to politics. Claim your independence. Yep. Oh, best albums of each year. Oh, I like those videos, Max. You should keep doing them. I mean, I'll watch them. I mean, you know that I commented on them. Started in the 90s decade. Yeah. Yeah, those videos are always fun, you know.
Like, this is a pain in the backside. I just want him to hurry up, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet.
It's like 1 in the morning here.
Really?
It's 1 in the morning, mate. Do you know what I mean? He wants me to do a tattoo. Like, fucking hell, come on, bro.
Yeah, I do enjoy them, Max. June Butt Films is one of the worst YouTubers, apparently. What kind of disrespectful to my dead cat? Yeah, for real. And to my entire channel is named after my cat. But hey, yeah, yeah, exactly, Ty.
That's funny, Ty.
Hey, what's up, Dragon Shadows? Sky Pick Pictures. Might send Taylor the link. Have you ever played Team Fortress 2 video game on PC? No, I have not.
Oh, Zach, I'm going to shoot off, all right, pal?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, bro. You have a good stream, though. Take care,
Yeah.
everyone. In a bit, everyone.
All right. See you, Weston. Okay. Looks like Taylor's busy tonight, so Taylor will not be joining us. Hey, what's up, Tyrannitherium? Wallace and Gromit Curse. The Were Rabbit movie. Oh, came out 20 years ago. That's pretty cool. Yeah, MJ Nation has been uploading a lot recently, Max. That is a good thing because I do like MJ Nation's content, but yeah, he hasn't went live in a while. But I know that he's kind of busy with his own life. I know that he works full time, and I know he goes to a lot of concerts and stuff, so he's probably busy with that. Thoughts on Creature from the Black Lagoon, Universal Monsters? Well, Creature from the Black Lagoon, I do like a lot. I did recently pick up the trilogy on DVD, so yeah. I've heard of Kangaroo Jack. No, I haven't. I don't think I've seen any of those Dragon Shadow. Can't believe Megadeth is putting out their final album. I've been enjoying Megadeth lately more than Metallica. I'm sure I'll get some looks for that. No, that's not a very that opinion's not very unpopular, Max. I think well, I when it comes to both Metallica and Megadeth's recent stuff, I think Megadeth's recent stuff has been better than Metallica's recent stuff, to be honest. So, when it comes to Megadeth releasing their last album, though, that is sad. It is sad that the next one will be their final album. But me and Ty, we've talked behind the scenes and we kind of have a feeling that we know what Dave is up to. At least we have a feeling after he's done with Megadeth. But that's for another video, another time, another day. But you know what? 2025. This has been a really good year for music. I would honestly say 2025 might be the best year for music since 2019. Because 2019 was also a great year for music, but what is he up to anyway? Uh, well, I'll just say this, Max. Dave might be Dave Mustaine might be number 48. I'll just leave it at that. So you could probably fill in the blanks there. So Zach D screamed when the Whistler got bit in the movie Blade. Oh yeah. I would agree. My end of the year list is a long one this year. Yeah, mine it's crazy because 2024 there was like nothing. He might be Max. He might be. We'll see. We'll see what happens though. I can't confirm anything though. But yeah, this year has been really great for music. This fall especially, like with like August between basically the gap in between August and October, there's been a lot of stuff. I think Dave is a libertarian, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he is. But yeah, to no surprise, I've been listening to the new Demon Hunter album a lot. There Was a Light Here, which is definitely one of my favorites of this year, easily. I mean, I could see some people saying, "Oh, it's going to be your number one. I just know it." Well, we'll see. I don't know if it will be number one, but There Was a Light Here, I do think is a very strong Demon Hunter album. I think it's the best one they've done since Extremist. And you know what? The title track on that album has really grown on me. Because my first listen of the song, I thought it was just okay. Like I thought the song was just all right, you know. But it's really grown on me. I really dig the song now. It's a pretty strong ballad from them. Kind of a unique song too. And of course, it's a very emotional track as well, which deals with loss and all that kind of stuff. The Goo Goo Dolls new EP they put out this year is really good. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I don't think there's a bad song on Demon Hunter's latest album. I will say Hang the Fire is probably my least favorite on There Was a Light Here, but even that song is still good. And that song has been getting better with more listens too. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd say some of my favorites on There Was a Light Here are the opening track, My Place in the Dirt, Sorrow Light the Way, The Pain in Me Is Gone, I'm Done. Breaking Through Me is a song that's been growing on me too. And speaking of There Was a Light Here, I actually get my copy this week on CD, so that's really cool. And then Deftones' latest album, Private Music, is definitely one of my favorite albums of this year as well. And honestly, I'd say Private Music is probably Deftones' best album since Koyo no Kan. Now, their last album, Ohms, I really like. I do think Ohms is a very good album and probably the best album of the year it came out, which was 2020. So, yeah, Ohms was a really good album, but I think Private Music is is a bit better, in my opinion. Lots of great songs on that album. Lock Club, uh, Infinite Source, Milk of the Madonna, Departing the Body, I Think About You All the Time. There's a lot of great songs on Deftones' latest album. So yeah, Deftones, their latest album, Private Music, is one of this year's best album releases, I'd say. And then, of course, 3 Days Grace put out a strong album this year. I mean, honestly, Alien Nation, 3 Days Grace's newest album, I'd say is probably 3 Days Grace's best album since Life Starts Now. Yes, I said it. I do think the album is that good. I do think that Alien Nation is some of 3 Days Grace's best work in years. Lots of great songs on there. Of course, you got Apologies, Mayday, Kill Me Fast, the title track, In Cold Blood, Never Ordinary, In Waves. Lots of good stuff. Lots of very strong material on Alien Nation by 3 Days Grace. That's a wild take. I guess. I mean, I do think it's better than all the Matt Walst albums. But I can't say I disagree. Yeah. And I do think it is better than the last one they did with just Adam, which was Transit of Venus. Or Transit to Venus, whichever title it is. I like that album, but it's never been one of my personal favorites. At some point soon, I will do a re-ranking for 3 Days Grace, so don't worry, guys. It'll happen. Because I'm pretty sure the last time I've done a 3 Days Grace album ranking was, I think Outsider might have been the newest album at the time since I've last done a ranking. So, yeah. So I need to do an updated 3 Days Grace ranking, which includes Explosions and Alien Nation. Now, moving on to other albums that came out this year that were really good. Killswitch Engage's latest album, This Consequence. Now, with this album, I don't think it's as good as Killswitch Engage's previous album, which was Atonement, but This Consequence was still solid. Still a very solid metalcore release and a very good Killswitch Engage album. Really, my only issue with the album, and this is going to be one of the main reasons why it's not going to be in my top 3 or maybe not even in my top 5, is while I do like Killswitch Engage's latest album, it does feel more of the same of what we got previously from the band. I think Killswitch Engage is one of those bands that plays it way too safe. Now, I understand why they do play it safe because, continue to do what works, but I think that's why I gravitate to other metalcore bands more like Demon Hunter and even Trivium, because those are actually bands that experiment and do different things with their sound. Now, Killswitch Engage, I would still say is one of the best bands in the metalcore genre, but they've never been like my top favorite, you know. And that's one of the things that's kind of holding me back from putting them as like number one, because I've never placed Killswitch Engage as number one when it comes to metalcore, but they're still a great band. And I don't think they've ever put out a bad album. But some of my favorites on this Consequence would have to be Abandon Us, Forever Aligned, I Believe, Broken Glass, and Requiem. Those are really good songs. So yeah, this Consequence by Killswitch Engage, a very strong metalcore album, worth checking out. Starset's latest album I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. I will say I was kind of disappointed in Starset's latest album, which I'm not really surprised that I was disappointed in it because I didn't like the last two. Now, Starset's latest album, Silos, I will say this about the album. I do think it is at least better than the last two. So I would still say, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Silos, I will say that it is probably Starset's best album since Vessels. I'd probably go that as far to say that. Now, moving on to other very good album releases of this year. Dream Theater's latest album, Parasomnia. Of course, Dream Theater, progressive metal legends. I really dig their latest album. And it's, of course, the first album in years from Dream Theater to feature Mike Portnoy on drums. So it's good to see him back in the band. I mean, you could definitely hear his presence on Dream Theater's latest album, Parasomnia. It's a great album. It's definitely a great album. Many great songs on there: Night Terror, Midnight Messiah, Dead Asleep, Bend the Clock. Bend the Clock is a really cool song. I really like that one. And then the Shadow Man Incident, pretty good epic from the band. So yeah, Parasomnia from Dream Theater, really great. I don't know where it would be in my ranking as far as this year's album releases go, but it might be in the top 5. It might be in the top 5 of this year's best albums for me. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Parasomnia is a great album. The new Dream Theater album is great. My top 10 Dream Theater songs feature a lot of the songs from the recent album. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it is a great album. I think it's probably Dream Theater's best since Octavarium. Which I know that might be a controversial take, but that's what I believe. Now, other 2025 album releases, there's a couple that are releasing this month that I am looking forward to. Of course, Soulfly's new album I'm looking forward to, and then Testament's new album Parabellum I'm looking forward to as well. And I'm going to try to get both of those on CD very soon, especially Testament's album. But yeah, both Soulfly and Testament, both great bands in metal. Looking forward to those. But yeah, um, so 2025 this year has been very strong for music. And honestly, I think 2026 is also going to be a good year for music, which I'll do a video on the 2026 albums at some point soon. So I guess be on the lookout for that. Did you like the Scooby Doo on Zombie Island animated movie? Yeah, I did. I think it's one of the best Scooby Doo films. I need to get more Scooby Doo for the collection because I do like the Scooby Doo animated films. It's also your favorite Scooby Doo film. That's cool. Cyber Chase is also good. Alien Invasion is also a good one. Which one do you like more, Caroline or Paranorman? Probably Paranorman, only because I haven't seen Caroline. But Paranorman, I've actually seen that at the theater. I was actually on a date when I saw that at the theater. So yeah, I found one of my lost videos from 2022, my top 20 Soulfly songs. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Now, speaking of upcoming releases, where the heck is Breaking Benjamin? Where is Breaking Benjamin with the new album? Like seriously, like where is Breaking Benjamin's new album? It's like they dropped a new single like a year ago now, come to think of it, or almost a year ago now, and that was it. So it's like, where is Breaking Benjamin with their new album? It is due at this point. We are due for new Breaking Benjamin. And if you really think about it, think about this, right? 3 Days Grace, who I know a lot of people compare Breaking Benjamin to, 3 Days Grace, they have dropped two new albums since Breaking Benjamin released an album. Let that one sink in. Even Demon Hunter. Actually, Demon Hunter has released three albums. Four if you separate War and Peace. So, four albums since Breaking Benjamin released an album. What about Korn? Korn released two new albums since Breaking Benjamin released an album. They released The Nothing and Requiem after Ember came out. So, what is going on with Breaking Benjamin? Why? What is taking them so long? And I've heard some fans say, oh, well, they're just taking their time. I've heard the song Awaken. If the rest of the album sounds like Awaken, what are they taking their time with? Because it's just another safe Breaking Benjamin song. And look, I've heard some of the AI Breaking Benjamin covers and some of the fan made AI Breaking Benjamin songs. They're better than recent Breaking Benjamin, honestly. You know, I don't know how many of you have heard that one AI Breaking Benjamin album called Afterlight, but there's a song on that album that's really good called In the Quiet. That right there is what Breaking Benjamin should do on future albums. Why are they so afraid to experiment? Like, if this new album is just going to be another, just same old Breaking Benjamin where they're just playing it safe, it's going to be very disappointing. So, not only does Breaking Benjamin need to return, but they need to return with something completely different, something that they've never done before. Stain made a return. Let that sink in. Yeah. Oh, good Lord, don't get me started on Breaking Benjamin, right? Exactly. Breaking Benjamin is done. Yeah, you know what? And I feel sorry for the hardcore Breaking Benjamin fans, especially the individual whose name begins with the letter T. I'm sure you know who I'm referring to, Max. Somebody should check on him because, yeah, it's been way too long since Breaking Benjamin released an album. Breaking Benjamin wants to be Tool so bad. Oh, dude, at this rate, Tool will drop another album before Breaking Benjamin does. Although that that idea is actually not too far off because I know that Tool has actually talked about doing another album, which I hope that's true. Because yeah, that would be cool. Now, Fear Inoculum, their 2019 comeback release. I will say I don't really return to that album very much, but I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good album. Even though it probably is their weakest album, it still was good. I mean, there are no bad Tool albums, but some songs I really liked from that album. I really like the title track. I really like Calling Voices and Tempest. Those are really good songs. And Numa, if I pronounce that correctly, the second track on the album, that's a good song too. But yeah, Fear Inoculum, I'd say it's good but not great. Maynard has two other bands, so Tool has a reason to take so long. Plus, they have songs and albums to back it up. Yeah, true. But yeah, going back to Breaking Benjamin, though, I think that 2026 is Breaking Benjamin's final straw. If they don't drop an album then they're done. And you know what? 2026, that'll be the perfect time to drop an album because they'll be celebrating 20 years of Phobia. So why not release it for the 20th anniversary of Phobia? you know? Which that's hard. That itself is hard to believe too. That Phobia will be 20 years old next year. And that is still my favorite Breaking Benjamin album. But yeah, now when it comes to Maynard James Keenan, honestly, the only project of his that I like is Tool. Like, I never got into A Perfect Circle. I'm trying to think what other projects he has. I know he has others, but yeah, I know Perfect Circle and Tool are probably his biggest bands. Breaking Benjamin should have just done anniversary releases in between studio albums. Let's be honest. Yeah, yeah, I would have been cool with that. Okay. Here's what Benjamin needs to do. They need to bring back the original lineup because that would get the fans riled up. No, I agree with that, Max. And like I said in the last video I did on Breaking Benjamin last June, I think that one Breaking Benjamin video I did in June where I talked about giving up on waiting for a new album. I think that there was something about that original lineup that these these new members just don't have. Because recently I was listening to some classic Breaking Benjamin like Dance with the Devil and like a lot of the stuff from Phobia. And I thought to myself, like, dang, these are some really intriguing melodies, and these songs were just epic. But I don't know, the songs on Ember and even the most recent song Awaken, they just they're missing that. They're just straight up missing that. Like, they need to go back to that sound and that, like, it's hard to, like, I wouldn't say that they've ever really changed their sound, but there was something about what they did then that they just can't do now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know we're reaching the hour mark, so but yeah, I mean, and you know what? Breaking Benjamin getting the original lineup, the possibility is there. Like, if you really think about it, that's not impossible, because I mean, who would have thought that Dream Theater would get Mike Portnoy back? Who would have thought that 3 Days Grace would get Adam back? And yeah, so it's possible that Breaking Benjamin could get the previous lineup. Call me crazy, but Papa Roach has put out better albums recently than Breaking Benjamin. Oh, wow, interesting. I only like one Papa Roach song, Last Resort. Oh, something else I wanted to talk about for a little bit too. Rush. So it turns out Rush is back and they're going to get a new drummer. Now, how this is going to work, I don't know. Because without Neil Peart, it's gonna be tough. Hey, what's up, right on target? But yeah, it's cool to see Rush is coming back. I mean, I honestly hope they just don't do a tour because I know that Rush is going on tour, but I'd actually like to see another album from them. I think a new Rush album could be cool. Been taking pictures of the cat. Hey, can't go wrong with that. That's cool. But yeah, this stream has been kind of hasn't really been too hectic. Not a lot of people showed up to this one. I don't know if it's because of the time of the day or what. But either way, that's one thing that I did want to mention is that Rush is coming back and they're going on tour. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to catch them on tour. Not only will the tickets probably be expensive, but they're not really coming anywhere near me. And I don't want to have to travel to another state to see them. Not that it wouldn't be worth it, but because Rush is one of my favorite bands. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here soon. So if anyone would like to say anything else, now is the time. So Zach is excited he's going to be a pirate for Halloween. You know what, Anthony? I have to laugh at that because one year when I was a kid, I actually did dress up as a pirate for Halloween. I think that's what's funny about that. All right. Well, I think that'll just about do it. So thank you all for joining in on this live stream. It's been cool. So yeah, it's definitely been a pretty chill stream. So yeah, once again, thank you all for joining. You all take care and have a good night. See ya.